So I did my journal review number 2 pertaining to chapter 4, excuse me. And the outline areas that I did was 4.1 and 4.2. And so what really got my attention to these specific areas of that chapter was that the general thought that I had was basically that the science and knowledge pertaining to babies are legit fascinating to me. And so we talk about area one. We talk about our area one that I had covered in this journal review, which is 4.1. And the information that I had selected from this specific area was, so there's two information pieces to that. By 6 months of age, babies average 14 hours of sleep per day. And the second one is by 8 weeks of age, babies begin to sleep through the night. And so my thoughts and perspective on this info is that, 14 hours amazes me. I myself have not been getting much sleep. So 14 hours, that's something that I will probably maybe try to go for after I finish this semester off and turn all my work in. And the thought of like not having any concern really, and having to deal with most of the responsibilities that I have to deal with, and just able to sleep, that's awesome to me, really. And then the second point where by 8 weeks of age, babies begin to sleep through the night. That gives me something to look forward to, because I'm gonna have children one day, and so for me that's nice. That sounds amazing. And so the second area that I highlighted, and it was 4.2. And so the information I pulled from 4.2 is babies' motor skills develop faster in African rural areas than other places. And the second one is a change in muscle composition leads to an increase in strength. So my thoughts and perspective on that information was, well, to address the first point, babies developing their motor skills faster in African rural areas, is interesting to me. And maybe people in America could popularize the practices used in those rural areas to help American babies. And my second thought pertaining to the second point of information that I shared is that a change in muscle composition leading to an increase in strength. Fact I was not aware of. I genuinely wasn't aware of that, so that's interesting. And so like just the idea of like a baby's body just kind of shifting and kind of morphing in a way, I think that's an interesting process. So my conclusion, when it comes down to all the information that's been used, I could infuse all this information in my personal life when it comes to my children in the future. And my final statement is I have a love for children. So learning more about babies/infants was something that caught my interest. That's all I have. Have a nice one.